Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, officers.
Larson.
Here.
Cameron. Here. Emmett. Here. Hoffman.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Weimer.
Here.
Westwood.
Here. Minutes of September 10th.
Move to approve the minutes of the working session on September the 10th as presented.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Cameron.
Yes.
Emmett.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Mahan.
Yes.
Weimer.
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes.
I like the.
Move to approve the minutes of the regular session of the city council on September the 10th as presented.
Second.
Comments. Roll call.
Cameron.
Yes.
Emmett.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Mahan.
Yes.
Weimer.
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes.
Move to approve the minutes of the working session on September 24th as presented.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Cameron.
Yes.
Emmett.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Mahan.
Yes.
Weimer.
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Warrants payable.
Warrants payable. Move to approve the warrants payable that were signed off on by the auditing committee this afternoon in the amount of $583,000 or $583 and $15.68.
Second. Discussion.
The main items on that we approved, Republic Services, we paid $38,215.12. Northwest got $14,552.50. Great West, for all the great work they're doing, $31,069.55. And we paid JR Civil $446,448.25 for the Hagen Water final. And that was wonderful that we were able. And thanks, Jim, for your efforts and your crew's efforts on that project. So move to approve the total. Yeah, it was seconded, yeah.
Okay. Discussion. Roll call.
Cameron.
Yes.
Emmett.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Mahan.
Yes,
Weimer.
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes.
thank you.
I'd just like to make one thing on that JR Civil deal. The final payment we got done, we were $66,393.92 under budget, and that's including adding 2 blocks to the project on change orders.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
And Jim's guys did great working hand in hand with them.
I think that's amazing. We worked as a team with our staff and their deal, that they really worked great today. Combination of all of that created that end result.
And dealing with the weather that you all had to do, they just did a wonderful job. There's very little disruption. It was wonderful, Jim. Your crew is super.
Okay. Officer reports. Everybody received the officers' reports. Chief Wells is out of town, and so. Got what you got? Yeah.
As long as we're at officer reports and Chief Wells isn't here, could we have Tyler introduce himself? 'Cause
Sure.
I don't know if everybody knows.
Yes, this is one of our new officers, Tyler. Why don't you step up to
I
the
put you on the
podium,
spot, sorry.
introduce yourself, and give us a quick rundown.
Say
Your
how happy
experience
you
here.
are to be here.
So I'm Tyler Hoppy. I started back in February of this year with the police department. I came from Park City, Montana, not Utah. And yeah, I usually roam around at night, so I don't see most people.
Married, having a baby.
Yeah, I'm married and I have a new puppy.
Aren't you having a baby?
No,
Oh, I thought the chief told me that your wife was having a baby.
Not what I'm aware of.
Uh-oh.
We got a dog.
That works too.
Tyler's been working nights, and I don't know if you've seen it on social media, and I got some phone calls this weekend. He's been going around rattling doors at 3 a.m. in the morning, leaving little cards that said I was here. So he's been out checking doors. He always makes a point of walking the beat sometime during his shift, and doing a great job. So, thank you. Yes, Becky.
Copy we got, last week, there was the lady that manages Mostly Teas.
Okay.
She came in with your card and she said that absolutely made her day.
Mhm.
And I meant to email you and I forgot.
Thank you.
But yeah, she said that and I said, awesome.
I would,
Good job.
I would like to add that I would still feel comfortable and secure if you chose to take a chair and sit for the meeting rather than stand. I would be totally cool with that. That's what most people do.
I'm sure the Red Lodge Business Alliance will be happy to know that he's going around checking doors, and all of us, just in general.
One at the
And we're happy to have you here. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler.
Good point, Diana, thank you. Mayor's comments, really, the only thing I have is under the T bid, and Lori, do you wanna read off the,
Yeah,
The
we've
list that we
got
have here.
President Amy Ewer, Vice President Tulsa Dean, Secretary Brian Kruckenberg, Treasurer Paulette Piscine, yeah. And additional voting member Carolyn Fratelli. I got that one right.
you did good, that's why I had you read them.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go through there.
Thank you.
So I'm good
Yeah.
with these members here, and, let's go ahead and just wanna do a roll call vote on just approving this.
Do you want to do a move?
Let's make a motion.
I move to approve the,
T-bid.
T-bid member nominations as presented by the mayor.
I'll second.
Second, yeah.
Any comments?
Good, you.
Yeah. Roll call.
Cameron.
Yes.
Dimick.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Bingham.
Yes,
Weimer.
Yes.
Leslie.
Yes.
and thank them all for stepping up.
Yeah. Public comments. Anyone may address the council at this time on any topic within the city's jurisdiction, not specifically on this agenda. Moving on, old business. Energy Corps member MOU action, and our new member here is Robin. And do you have any questions for her?
Move to approve the Energy Corps AmeriCorps Program Memorandum of Understanding.
Second,
Discussion.
So we talked about this at the work session last time. Went through, this is a form and process that we have been through several times before. At that point in time, nobody had raised any concerns. One of the things that did come up that we discussed at that point in time is that we were in fact, because of timelines, had extended an offer to the candidate. I had the privilege of being on that interview process. And that was done basically as soon as the budget was approved. There was some question. I know it was actually reached out to make sure that before Corey extended an offer, she was given the green flag that we were okay. And now we realize that we do still need to have the MOU in place. And so I'd like us to just move forward with that and get it done as we talk at the work session.
Any other discussion on that?
Could we have Robin get up and?
You bet we
Introduce
can,
yourself,
that's why I had to come here, thanks, Ron.
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Robin. I just moved into town on Wednesday night. Super excited to be here. I grew up in a smaller town in California, kind of near the mountains, so I always feel at home. And I'm really excited to work with you guys. You guys have any questions for me?
Should bring your snow boots?
Yeah, I have 2 pairs, so this is one. And skis and snowshoes. Yeah.
She's really hit the ground running, I mean, she's already gone through all Catherine's notes and spreadsheets and everything.
Yeah.
I think you
Jump
already
right
have
in.
the training too, right? So,
Already been to training.
Yep,
Yep.
training was in Butte. Catherine has been super helpful. I'm sure you guys remember that she was really passionate, so she's made sure that I know what's going on.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Any other comment?
Do we need to appoint a new supervisor, or is Corey going to?
Corey's not, but I appointed James and Neil, because
Oh, good.
they all work really
Awesome.
well together up there.
That's good.
Thank you.
I'm not
I-
a staff person, and I
yeah.
brought it some fun.
No, thank you.
I failed to mention that, thank you, that Corey had stated that she was happy to continue if it was deemed, but she wasn't sure it was the most appropriate choice, so thank you.
Thank you for taking it on, James.
You're welcome. I know Robin met with Corey today, so Corey is still staying involved as well.
Sure.
Yeah,
She will.
good.
Well, she's on the sustainability committee.
Any other comments? Roll call.
Cameron,
Yes.
Demmett,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Mahan,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes.
Resolution 3527, land use permit application action.
Move to approve resolution 3527 as presented.
Second.
Discussion.
This looks all in order.
Yeah, I think it looks good. Same thing that was in front of us.
The last discussion.
I had opportunity to talk to folks, I mean, we went into it very specifically in detail last week to make sure that we were addressing both the parade issues as well as the farmer's market. I've had the privilege of having follow-up conversations, and so I think they're both good. And I think we've accomplished our objectives that we were out to get, so,
Yeah, and I'm the only one at this table who might be affected by it.
at this stage.
Yes,
At this time.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Cameron,
Yes.
Demmett,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Mahan,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes.
New business, resolution, you wanna change these
No,
first?
you want to do it, I'll make a motion, then I'll make a
Okay,
motion.
3533 amended, restated bond for action.
Move to approve resolution 3533 amended and restated bond.
Second.
Move to amend resolution 3533 amended and restated bond to be numbered, the resolution number to 3531, so that the two issues before us tonight will be numbered in the appropriate order.
Second.
Discussion on the amendment. Roll call.
Cameron,
Yes.
Demmett,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Mahan,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes.
Okay, so we're calling it 3531.
Move to approve.
All right, so on the main motion, which has already been opened for discussion, short version, we are saving, the city is saving $2.2 million. This is the next step in the process of a resolution we passed last month. The short version is interest rates have come down. We have refinanced interest rates. One of the concerns of this council, which was addressed, is that no dates were extended. So the savings are not just lower monthly payments, that is actual savings and paying less interest. And it actually resulted in the three impacted loans will be paid off 10 years sooner than they would have previously done, which also contributes to the 2.2 million in savings.
More discussion.
So this resolution, all that you're voting on tonight, or the one right now, is the one to
Yeah.
remove.
To remove.
So this
That was a
resolution,
good
my bad,
speech, yeah.
this resolution,
Don't repeat
remember all
it.
that. This resolution is actually restating the bonds that were passed many years ago when the work was initially done. So we're putting them all in new fancy that fit with what we're doing,
Okay,
which I just said.
any more discussion? Roll call.
Cameron,
Yes.
Emmett,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Meehan,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes. Move
Resolution 3531, award bond bid.
Move to approve resolution 3531, award bond bid.
Second.
Move to amend resolution 3531, award bond bid, to be resolution number 3533, so that it's sequentially in order appropriate to the process.
I'll second what he said.
Discussion on this.
If anybody's gonna explain anything, it's
On
gonna
this-
be Lonnie.
on this amendment. Any more discussion on this amendment? Roll call on the amendment.
Cameron,
Yes.
Emmett,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Meehan,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes.
Okay, it's been moved and approved, awarded the bond bid. Any discussion on this? Do you wanna hear from Dave again?
I would just like to point out, or rather my mother would like me to point out, that I am adopted.
Any other discussion at the table? Roll call.
Cameron,
Yes.
Emmett,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Meehan,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Westwood.
Yes.
Resolution 3532, surplus property.
Move to approve resolution 3532 as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
Trying to figure out who's second.
Three of
We'll
us.
put Diane down. Any discussion on this?
Nope.
Roll call.
Cameron,
Yes.
Emmett,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Meehan,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Westwood.
Okay, so we had the Christmas stroll down for our land use application, but once again, it's just, we already discussed that. Do you want to carry it on any further, or is everybody still good? Yeah.
All good, that's good.
Okay, so we're not gonna do any action on that. Let's go for reports from the public.
Do we just, you don't have to do anything?
We don't have to,
Okay.
thank you.
Just say yes, it's
It's been
okay.
downgraded.
Yes, it's okay.
Can we say thank you?
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Looking forward to it, December 6th and 7th.
All right. Reports from the public. This is an opportunity for any member of the public to report to the council on any topic of their desire. Correspondence.
I don't think I got anything.
Other business. Diane,
So, where are we on the recycling contract?
we're going over that today.
Yeah, I talked to Robin, that was yesterday, about the one issue that was holding up the contract, so I don't know, I didn't have Gina's email, and then I got busy with lots of other stuff.
Yeah.
And did not get Gina emails.
There's just one issue that they're stuck on, we're kind of at an impasse, but we're working on it, and I think we'll come to a conclusion.
What's the issue?
The issue is about,
Liability.
really, it's about, if there was a hazmat incident there, if somebody came in and they had diesel in their pickup, and the recycling center's not gonna recycle it, so it gets spilled out in the parking lot, who's responsible for that? So,
They don't have diesel fuel.
that's exactly where we're at,
Yeah.
but,
And that was actually something at the Montana League of Cities and Towns Conference that came up this past week, and that our insurance will not let us assume that type of liability. So, and that's what I've tried to explain to some of the members of the recycling board from the get-go, is we're not gonna accept somebody else's responsibility or liability. So if we can get that one thing straightened out, it's a go.
All right.
So we don't have any contract in place at all?
No.
Even without this? Do we have a date of when we're gonna, I mean, like, can we give them a deadline? We have to settle this issue by January 1, or we're gonna have to take back and maybe find somebody else to lease the property?
that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, this one, all just came up, and going from going from Catherine over, cause she was handling a lot of, the discussions with, I think she may have been on the recycling board.
She was, yeah.
And so a lot of that she was doing, so, and then the issue came up, they wanted to get somebody to look at their contract, look at the contract we had presented to them, and kinda got to a standstill on that one issue.
I'll just have that discussion with them and then we'll give them a stop date.
Would the contract negotiations fit within the responsibility of the Energy Corps staff?
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
more
thinking
my
that needs
job
to
and,
be, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
think we need to take that,
Well,
remove
at
that
this
from
time,
it.
I haven't briefed you the Supreme Court and tons of other things, that's why I kinda had asked Robin to help me out with that, because I don't have anybody.
I'll get together with Gina and the group.
It specifically states in the MOU that she's prohibited from acting in the course of somebody else's responsibilities, so.
I'll work
I
on
will
that.
call her soon.
Dave,
I wanted to just give a heads up that, Lonnie, and Jim got us some information regarding the stormwater from Shelby. And Micah and I had a chance to go through and start working on that and have converted that paperwork, which is basically provided in a template form, to be Red Lodge paperwork. One of the things that we noticed as we were going through it is that was set up as an assessment, not as a utility. So we've since chatted with Jim a little bit too, but he's got some family matters that he's addressing. But I want to give you a heads up, if we are able to get that done, what I'll do is we'll send it out BCC to council just so that you have a chance to review it before the work session. The good news is the next session is a work session, but we'll try to give people as much of a heads up and information on that. So we'll plan on having that on the work session to discuss that.
thank you guys.
And then, I'll also, and if I'm able to get it sent out to people in advance, I've got 3 action items, from the past that I'd like to get on to our work schedule as well. The resolution to discuss a restricted account for each, department for rollover, accrued vacation. I would like to move forward with a council resolution to request the service levels. I know the mayor's expressed an interest in wanting to have, some community input. And, I feel strongly that if we're gonna get that community input, we need to equip people with the proper information. If we're gonna talk about shuffling priorities around, and with the discussion we had on the pool, I think that's a good example of that tonight. And then, I would also like to put together a resolution that we talked about when we passed the budget process, where we, outline some of the items, to designate how we would like to see future budget processes go. And I make no claims to have the corner on that market. I scribbled down lots of notes, but if anybody has anything they wanna add to that prior to the work session, so it's in the draft, please feel free to reach out to me.
That sounds great, thanks. I have one more thing, I'm not gonna be here on the 22nd. I'll be in training in Helena, really good training, it's called, mental health first aid, youth mental health first aid, so I'll be going to the schools in Carbon County and Stillwater County and teaching teachers and parents and students and all about mental health first aid. It's suicide prevention and, alcohol and drug training, so, yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
Any other business? Yes,
I just wanna say, I've been kind of attending the Carbon County Commissioner meetings on the proposal of a new jail. And it's very interesting, it's 3 counties, it's Carbon, Stillwater, and Sweetgrass County, and they're putting up, proposals for land in Carbon County. The jail will actually be built in Carbon County if it passes. But it would be good to have the city involved in that, because it would be nice to have the jail here with paid jobs, or in this area, so.
Robbie?
On that
I
issue,
don't,
somebody yesterday grabbed me and said that I don't know if it's a relative was involved with the jail built in Deer Lodge, and it turned into a nightmare situation. I don't know what, just exactly, all the particulars on it, but he said when he heard that there was maybe a jail being built, to talk to Deer Lodge and get their input.
Yeah, the commissioners have actually traveled all over the state,
So
and they
all
have
agree.
an architect that knows exactly what they need to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got that pretty well covered. It's gotta go up for a bond and for the county to approve. But they're planning to put it up to bond November 2020.
Yeah, there were actually 2 jails built in 2 different counties in Montana over the last 15 years
Is
that
one-
didn't meet the state specs. These
was that-
architects, that might have been one of them, the other one's in Hardin. And these architects have built other jails in Montana
Yeah.
and they know what they're supposed to do.
Set the wrong thing.
Any other business? Number 13,
There's already one to do.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
adjourned.
I'm waiting, we had everything here out before we.
Diane kept covering names now.
Quick enough,
Yeah. You're going slow on everything.
There,
I'm gonna get a whistle.
Yeah.
no Chinese bakery.